What's up, guys? Finally back here with a dual overhead cam, 4G64 swapped Lancer OZ Rally with a 20G turbo, and this is actually a turbo off of a 1G 2G DSM, same with the manifold. And I have to run a manifold spacer because right there is where the starter used to be, and the downpipe off the turbo so close to that starter that I've burnt up 3 or 4 of them in the last 4 years. It's like pretty much touching. But yeah, starter went out again. Had some slight issues with the bottom end on this thing. I'll include some pictures of that. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna stay with this turbo setup or not. I really want to move to like an Evo 8 or 9 turbo, but I feel like at that point I'd almost need to run a different transmission. I think the Rally Art 04 to 06 Rally Art transmission has starter in a different location, and I know that the all-wheel drive transmission, the starter's definitely out of the way on that because it's stock for the Evo 8 9, so it's used to that style turbo orientation, so to say. Was running probably 25 pounds of boost. I was maxing this turbo out for quite a while and revving it to 8,000 RPMs. Finally, something gave out in the bottom end, and it happened to be a connecting rod bearing. So I just changed out that one bearing for now, and also from before, there is a few broken off bolt heads in the block where the oil pan bolts up at, so those need to get extracted too. Need to get the oil pan off anyways to make sure that there's no more metal in the oil. Clean everything really good while I'm in there. Make sure that there's not metal hanging out in the... I'm probably gonna get a whole new oil pan, honestly. And then need to take this transmission out of here anyways because it's got some problems with the backlash on the differential is way too much, and the whole differential is a tad bit loose on the actual roller bearings as well too. So obviously something was wrong with the shims whenever I was told to shim it to that depth whenever I got this setup going, but it always leaks oil out of the axle holes now, and like I said, that backlash problem with the differential gear, so that's gotta come out anyways. The clutch has been holding, but I'm not really I don't really have too much faith in that clutch either. And in that clutch, the pedal or something needs adjustment too, because it did start grinding into a couple years because the clutch was out of adjustment. The Evo 8 throttle body, we're running into an issue with the 4G64 throttle body that I'm using here. The throttle is on the back, the actual butterfly or the actual throttle cable is on the back, and on this one, or on the Evo 8 setup, and this is Evo 8 manifold, the Evo 8 throttle body has the throttle cable on this side of the intake manifold. So I need to swap over to like an Evo 8 throttle body. I'm not really sure. I think I don't want to go aftermarket with that, honestly. I was looking at I have a 4G94 4G94 intake manifold also, and I noticed that the throttle is on the same side as the Evo 8 throttle body, so we could take that off and try that at some point here too, see if that works. Then it'd have cruise. The only problem that I see is running into room. So, because if that cruise control is right there, then there's no way that's gonna work. It's gonna run right into that fuel rail and everything. So yeah, this throttle body is just not working. But yeah, pretty much gotta check out the inside of the engine, make sure that we don't have any more spun rod bearings starting to happen or anything like that. Clean everything up good, new oil pan, possibly new turbo. Not sure if I'm gonna fix the transmission thing right off the bat or not, but I definitely need to look at it, getting a different transmission to relocate that starter location. So that'll be coming here before too long as well. I would like to just get a I think it's like an 05 to 06 Outlander. It's an all-wheel drive manual. It might be 05 to 07, I can't remember. Anyway, those came with it's pretty much a Lancer platform in an SUV form is the best way that I can put it. So, and they're all-wheel drive and manual, but only for like 2 years, so they're kind of rare. But if you can find one of those, the all-wheel drive swap is not very hard on these. I've seen it done before. I've also seen people use rear ends out of like a 2G DSM, I believe, and all sorts of crazy stuff. So yeah, I'm thinking about first off taking off my my catch can, and then I'm gonna probably take off that throttle body and see what's going on with that, and see if we can move over to that different one where the throttle control is on the right side instead of this where it just doesn't work. So I'll get back with you after I do that. All right, so got the catch can off, right? Dax out here helping me out. Got the catch can off. Alrighty, so we got the catch can off. We got the old throttle body off. Just laid it down there for now. And that is the OZ Rally throttle body right there off the 4G94. Just have to take the cruise control shit off of there. And it will fit with the Evo 8 fuel rail and everything. So that's nice, because now the throttle cable is on the right side. The only problem, and it bolts up to the intake manifold nice. Let's see here. The throttle cable is about an inch too short right now, or an inch too long right now, I should say. So we are back here adjusting the pedal back or up, that way it can have the correct amount of travel in the pedal, and everything's gonna work out great with this throttle body. With the just gotta rewire or wire in the 4G94 throttle position sensor, and everything will be in place. But yeah, the throttle body's the same size and everything, same amount of vacuum ports, and yeah, so that works. It's nice to know that the 4G94 throttle body fits on the Evo 8 manifold. Alright, so pretty much what we got here is the block is out of a 2001 Eclipse. So it's 4G64 block. We got a G4JS head, like a Kia Optima, I believe. And then the cams are Evo 8 cams, and all the valve train is from an Evo 8 as well. I am running the 04 to 06 rally art mounts. You just have to change this front engine mounting bracket. It has this timing idler on it. You can see my oil return off my turbo is leaking down there. Then the axle holes leak transmission, or the axle holes on the transmission leak gear oil. Like I said, backlash issue on the differential and not sealing up properly. It's gonna have to be addressed. The 0406 rally art mounts all work. Everything literally is bolted right in, including the back one, which you can't see, so it's really nice. Switch from the 4G64 throttle body to the OZ Rally throttle body because of the throttle cable placement. Need to make a bracket to hold the dipstick there, clean up a lot of things as well. I need to, working on right now, repinning the throttle position sensor plug. So obviously I got a different wiring harness wherever the heck that went for the, see, the wiring harness for the 4G64 throttle body is different than the wiring harness for the throttle position sensor on the 4G94 throttle body. But if you're doing the swap, that will save you quite a bit of money if you just utilize your old 4G9 series throttle body instead of buying a Evo 8 throttle body, because I know that they are pretty spendy.